Hello everyone. Okay, I know it's been a while since the last time I showed you anything, and I made this almost a month ago, I believe, when the materials for this came out in the new Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. But I kind of wanted to wait until you all could get your hands on this stuff. So I thought I'd do the video earlier, and I've just been busy with the holidays, and I finally have a moment to sit down with you guys and show you how I did it. It's kind of cute, right? I call this Take a Walk into Memory. I haven't actually done anything on the inside, so I don't really know what I would do. I don't know if it could be a good birthday card or a thinking of you card, or I guess kind of almost anything. You actually might be able to even use this for your men for Valentine's Day, because it's nice and darker colors, kind of masculine, but it could also be kind of feminine. So it's sort of an all-purpose card. Alright, so let's get started. I kind of pulled everything out like I usually do and started a lot of stuff, which is what's under here. My notes, things that I will need. You'll need a piece of basic black. This will be cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. You'll need a piece of brushed silver, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. A piece of whisper white cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I used a piece of the Winter Frost DSP from the holiday catalog. Hopefully you'll have something kind of similar, or hopefully maybe you still have some Winter Frost from the season. Otherwise, I'm certain that you can find something compatible. This is 3 3/8 by 4 1/8, and as you see, I used my Lovely as a Tree stamp set to stamp the image down already in some StazOn ink, and this is the Lovely as a Tree stamp set. So I just took this stamp, inked it up in some StazOn, and stamped it down, and we'll go from there afterwards. Alright, you're going to use a piece of Very Vanilla. This is cut at 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. Another piece of Very Vanilla cut at 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. A piece of basic black cut at 1 by 1 3/8, and I put a dimensional on the back of it. And you're just going to take a piece of Whisper White, and using the on film framelits dies, you're just going to cut it out using this framelit right here. This is this Polaroid framelit right here. You're also going to use a piece of basic black, and actually that's what it'll look like, and it's got a little bit of an embossing to it, and I'll show you. This is actually the back side of it. I'm going to show you the front side of it in a moment. But you're also going to take a piece of basic black and cut that out using this little negative framelit right here. And using the Peachy Keen stamp set, which looks like this. Cute, love it. This is in the new Occasions catalog. I used the Hello Friend, and I inked it up in the Silver Metallic Encore ink pad, which you can still get because they put it, it's so popular they put it in the Occasions catalog. I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down on a piece of basic black, and then again using the on film framelit set, using this little arrow right here, or big arrow, I cut it out, kind of just centered it out a little bit and cut it out. And let's get this out of the way. That's what that looks like. And I'll bring it in closer to you. Cute, nice and shiny, love it. And if you have a little bit of the friend, it'll be the arrow, one of these little arrows, probably at the end of it, right over here. You can actually erase that just using a regular eraser. Okay, so here's kind of a little bit of an issue. Alright, so I took that camera from the Peachy Keen stamp set, this one right here, inked it up in StazOn and stamped it down on a piece of Whisper White. The only thing is that with the camera die, or the framelit, it's sort of backwards. For some reason they're kind of negative of each other. So what I do, and I can't show you, I wish I could, but there's really no way for me to actually show you this. What I do is I take the framelit or the die and I hold the piece like this. It's got to hold it up facing you and then take it and hold it up against some light, and you'll be able to see these little holes right here at the top and here, and down sort of in the body of the frame or of the framelit. You'll be able to see it shine through, and you want to line up this portion of the camera so that it's under these three little dots that are right at the top. That'll pretty much line it up perfectly for you, so that when you cut it out, and you really can't tell. I wish you could. I wish there was a way I could get you to be able to tell, but when you cut it out, it's going to fit like this. You just have to hold it up against the light and line it up like that. Put it down real carefully on your big shot and go from there. I really wish I could show you, but there's just not a real great way for me to do it. It just takes a little bit of practice, and actually, oddly enough, not that much practice to get it done. And you have this. There is some embossing, but you can't really tell unless you flip it on the back side. Then I don't know if you guys can see that on camera at all, but when you do it, you'll see it. Alright, I also stamped down the Lovely as a Tree image onto that smaller piece of the Very Vanilla. And I'm going to take a sponge dauber and my Smoky Slate ink pad, and I'm just going to go ahead and sponge the Smoky Slate over top of it to give it sort of a filmy look. And you're just going to rub it kind of light towards the top. You don't want it too dark towards the top. And then what I did was I just paid more attention to where the ground is, to this portion right here. I gave it a little extra attention to make it look a little darker like it is ground. You see how it kind of gives it a little bit of different look, and I'll show you on the card again. You see? Kind of cool, right? Alright, so you're going to take your negative piece and the bigger piece of the Very Vanilla. There you go. Looks just like that. You're going to take the piece that you just did, put some adhesive on the back of it. The reason why I didn't just go ahead and stamp the image down onto this piece and line it up like that is because I wanted to make sure that I could use the sponge dauber, and instead of just going through the whole process of making a frame to cover these holes so that they don't get sponged, I just went ahead and used two different pieces instead. What I did with this is I actually used my Stamp-A-Majig and this stamp from the Peachy Keen stamp set, inked it up in some StazOn, made my placement using the Stamp-A-Majig, and then stamped it down. And if you have any sort of, you want to press pretty hard because since this is a little bit of a textured piece once you cut it out, you want to make sure that you get all of these squares that are darker colored in. So you may use your basic black Stampin' Write marker to color in the rest of it. Alright, I'm going to take my 2-way glue pen again. Pretty, right? Kind of liked it. I liked how they're mirror images, sort of. And I thought that this kind of looked like a starry night or snow, maybe, whatever. It just kind of conjured a little bit of a wintry image for me. For this piece right here, this background piece, I took that piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch Whisper White, and I already did this. I'm just going to show you using a piece of scrap paper real quick. I took my 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I stamped the film strip stamp, which, there's that. This you can find on, I think it's page 48 of the annual catalog. It is in there. It's in towards the beginning of the catalog, so you just might have to search for it or go use the index in the back and you'll find it easier that way. So I stamped it down and I used my Stamp-A-Majig to do this sort of kind of sideways pattern. So I would just take it, line it up, stamp it down, line it up, and you would have to sort of, you'll go, you'll do one stamp, shift it, do another stamp, and on through the whole pattern. So that's what I got. That's in the Stays On ink, and it makes a cute little film strip background piece. Alright, then you're going to take, I'm just going to assemble everything because I think I've shown you how to do everything. Alright, and now just take one of the basic rhinestones, the big one. Alright, so here, the packet, so I'm going to take one of the biggest ones. Alright, so here's the original, and here is the one I just made. I love it. I hope you all love it. I hope that you all love the New Occasions catalog if you've got yours. If not, I hope you love it once you get yours. And that's it. Until next time, happy stamping!